In July 2022, a video surfaced showing Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy ordering his troops to surrender to Russia. His voice, his face, his mannerisms, all unmistakably him. Except it wasn't. Within hours, millions had seen it. Within days, fact-checkers scrambled to debunk it. But here's what keeps intelligence analysts awake at night. The next one will be better. So much better that you won't be able to tell the difference. And by the time you realize you've been fooled, history itself will have already been rewritten. Welcome to the age where seeing is no longer believing, where the past is as malleable as clay in digital hands, and where the greatest weapon isn't a bomb or a bullet. It's a lie that looks like truth. The term deepfake sounds almost playful, doesn't it? Like something from a science fiction comedy. But strip away the technical jargon and you're left with something far more sinister. Artificial intelligence systems that can forge reality itself. These aren't crude Photoshop jobs that eagle-eyed experts can spot in seconds. We're talking about neural networks trained on thousands of hours of footage, learning every micro-expression, every vocal inflection, every subtle movement that makes someone uniquely themselves, then recreating it all with terrifying precision. Here's where it gets disturbing. In 2019, a British energy company CEO received a phone call from his boss, the CEO of the parent company in Germany. The voice was unmistakable, the slight accent, the familiar speech patterns, even the melody of how he spoke. The German CEO urgently requested an immediate transfer of 220,000 euros to a Hungarian supplier. The British executive complied without hesitation. Why wouldn't he? He was talking to his boss. Except he wasn't. He was talking to an AI. The money vanished into criminal accounts, never to be recovered. The scary part? This happened in 2019. Imagine what's possible now. But financial fraud is just the shallow end of this abyss. The real nightmare scenario involves something far more precious than money, collective memory itself. History has always been written by the victors, but at least it required human hands to do the writing. Now, we're entering an era where history can be manufactured on demand, distributed instantly, and believed implicitly because our brains are hardwired to trust what we see and hear. Consider this. Somewhere right now, there are neural networks being trained on archival footage of historical figures. Martin Luther King Jr., John F. Kennedy, Winston Churchill. Footage that exists in the public domain, free for anyone to download and manipulate. With enough processing power and the right algorithms, you could create a video of Churchill announcing Britain's surrender in 1940. You could fabricate Kennedy confessing to crimes he never committed. You could manufacture a speech from MLK contradicting everything he stood for. And the technology to do this isn't locked away in some government black site. It's available to anyone with a decent computer and the willingness to learn. The slope, this descent into manufactured reality, isn't sudden. It's gradual, almost imperceptible. First came simple face swapping in videos, crude enough that most people could spot them. Then came voice synthesis that could mimic anyone after analyzing just a few minutes of audio. Then real-time face replacement that works in live video calls, each iteration more convincing than the last, each barrier to entry lower than the previous one. What once required a Hollywood special effects budget can now be achieved by a teenager with a laptop. Here's the truly insidious part. You don't even need perfect deep fakes to rewrite history. You just need to create enough doubt. Once people suspect that any video could be fake, then every video becomes questionable. Authentic footage of atrocities? Probably deep-faked. Genuine confessions? AI-generated propaganda? Real evidence of corruption? Manipulated media? The liar's dividend, researchers call it. The benefit that liars receive when they can dismiss inconvenient truths as fabrications. When everything might be fake, nothing has to be real. In 2018, a Gabonese president disappeared from public view for months amid rumors of serious illness. When he finally reappeared in a video address, opposition leaders immediately claimed it was a deep fake, a digital puppet masking the truth that their president was incapacitated or dead. Experts couldn't definitively prove it either way. That uncertainty alone nearly sparked a military coup. Think about that. A country almost descended into chaos not because of a deep fake, but because people couldn't be certain it wasn't one. The technology enabling all of this has an almost innocent origin story. Generative Adversarial Networks, GANs for short, were developed by researchers trying to help machines better understand images. Two neural networks pitted against each other, one creating fake images, the other trying to detect them. The creator getting better at faking, the detector getting better at spotting fakes. Round and round they go, each pushing the other to improve. It's brilliant computer science. It's also a recipe for weaponized deception. And make no mistake, this is being weaponized. Not just by individual fraudsters or pranksters, but by state actors who understand that in the information age, the most powerful weapon is a lie that looks like truth. Foreign intelligence services are already experimenting with synthetic media as a tool of political warfare. Why plant a human spy when you can manufacture a video of an opposition leader accepting bribes? Why wait for scandals when you can create them wholesale? The scary thing isn't just what's happening now, it's what happens next. Current deepfakes still have tells, subtle glitches in eye movements, unnatural skin textures, audio sync issues that trained analysts can spot. But those imperfections are being ironed out with each algorithmic advancement. Some researchers predict we're less than 5 years away from deepfakes that are literally indistinguishable from reality, even under forensic analysis. At that point, the game changes entirely. How do you maintain historical truth in a world where the past can be edited as easily as a text document? How do societies function when video evidence becomes worthless? How do we preserve collective memory when any moment in history can be convincingly fabricated? These aren't hypothetical questions anymore. They're urgent challenges that we're woefully unprepared to face. Some propose solutions: blockchain verification of authentic media, digital watermarks embedded at the moment of recording, AI systems designed to detect AI-generated content. But each solution spawns new problems. Centralized authentication systems create single points of failure and control. Watermarks can be stripped or spoofed. Detection algorithms fall victim to the same adversarial relationship that created deepfakes in the first place. A never-ending arms race where defense is always playing catch-up. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of all this is how quickly we've normalized it. Deepfake apps are entertainment now. Harmless fun for swapping faces with celebrities or inserting yourself into movie scenes. The same technology that could destabilize nations is marketed as a party trick. We're teaching ourselves, and especially younger generations, that reality is negotiable, that what you see on screen is just pixels to be rearranged however you please. The line between playful manipulation and malicious fabrication gets blurrier every day. There's a particular cruelty in deepfake technology's ability to resurrect the dead and make them say whatever their puppeteer desires. Imagine, 50 years from now, someone creating a documentary featuring interviews with Holocaust survivors, except the survivors are AI constructs spouting revisionist lies, or political movements using synthesized speeches from deceased leaders to claim their posthumous endorsement. The dead can't defend themselves, can't clarify their words, can't call out the lies spoken in their voice. We're standing at a precipice. On one side, the messy, complicated, sometimes ugly truth that defines authentic history. On the other, an infinite abyss of manufactured realities, each one perfectly crafted to serve someone's agenda. And we're sliding toward that edge faster than most people realize. The slope isn't coming. We're already on it. The only question is whether we'll find our footing before we tumble into a world where truth itself becomes extinct. Because here's the final uncomfortable reality. Once we reach the point where any video can be faked and any fake can look real, we don't just lose the ability to trust media. We lose something far more fundamental, our shared grasp on what actually happened. History stops being a record of events and becomes a choose-your-own-adventure story where everyone picks their preferred version. And a civilization that can't agree on basic reality? That's not a civilization long for this world. The deepfake era isn't coming. It's here. The question isn't whether technology will be used to rewrite history. It already is. The question is what we're going to do about it. And right now, we're doing almost nothing. We're sleepwalking into a nightmare, eyes wide open, watching reality dissolve into pixels and probabilities while we debate whether what we're seeing is even real. Sleep well. Or don't. Because somewhere right now, an AI is learning to speak with your voice, move with your gestures, and convince the world that it's you. And when it does, who's going to believe the real you when you say it's fake? If this glimpse into the shadow history of our digital age disturbed you, good. It should. Hit that subscribe button because this channel dives deep into the truths they don't want you to see. Like this video if you believe history still matters. Share it with someone who needs to understand what's really happening behind the screens. And comment below. Tell us, in a world where seeing is no longer believing, how do we hold on to truth? Stay vigilant, stay questioning, and we'll see you in the next investigation.